I want to say, first off, good morning to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever platform this video may reach. I want to make this video today to talk about police brutality in the black community, and not just the brutality, just the mistreatment and the stereotypes. And let me start by saying, in no way, shape, or form uh, do I am I racist, or do I have any problem with anybody of any other race. So I just want to get that out the way. I just want to get that out the way from the beginning. But when I speak, I want people to listen to what I have to say and not dissect everything and critique everything and twist my words and make me out to be um, confrontational, or someone that wants to start something negative, or put some negativity out there, because that's not the intentions or the purpose that I have for this video. So I want to start by saying I watched When They See Us when it came out. It took me a few days because I had been hearing about it, and that people were saying that it was one of those films where you just felt the emotion, you felt just everything about that film. And the reason why we feel, and I say we when I see the reason why we feel the way we feel about a film is because in some way, shape, or form, we've all endured and encountered situations like this before, or know someone who's encountered a situation like this before, which is going to lead me to the topic of my story. And I feel like it needs to be told. So I watched When They See Us, and the emotions was flowing. I mean, especially just seeing all those guys' stories, it was gut wrenching. It tore my heart into pieces, because the pain that they felt, the pain that their parents felt. I've been in the situation, so I can feel what they felt. Though I've never been to prison, just the mental anguish that they were put through, I can understand. So I watched that movie, or series. Then I see the Brian Banks story. It keeps advertising. And all of these things, they bring back emotions. And I like the fact that people are getting their story told. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that people are able to talk about their story now and help other people and reach people in a different way than in a positive light, because something so negative and so sacred, people, they don't understand. When I did look at the series of When They See Us, and to see those guys to go in that police station and think they were coming home for one, being picked up and for nothing, and then to have a story coerced, and we just need bodies. I watch these shows, and all I can do is think about what happened to me. And let me start with my backstory of, on October 24th, 2013, I really, my life really has changed forever from this. And it's no way I could ever get my peace of mind back. And I could never look at an officer the same, but I would never treat them all as if they are bad. So I feel as I feel that that's growth in itself. And that's just how I was raised. They're not all the same. There are good officers. There are bad officers. Being, um, and I know this firsthand. Um, just being in the profession that I'm in, and for one, let me start by saying it took me. It's been almost 6 years to tell the story and to not be a bucket of tears as soon as I start talking. So I feel like that's growth. Um, I'm I'm starting to learn and to deal with this and to talk about these things more because, like I said, October 24th, 2013, I was working 2 to 10 shift as I always did. I had been on that shift 2 years. I had got a promotion that day. The next day, I would be starting, it was a Thursday night. I would be starting day shift, got the shift that I wanted, the position that I wanted. Everything was good. Everything was going good. I'm happy. I feel like nothing can bring me down at this point. I'm in my own world. I'm just, I'm happy. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm in my own world. I worked hard for this. And I leave work. It was 10 o'clock. I got off at 10:30. I leave work. And before, maybe I would say I got up the road 10 plus minutes. About 10 minutes of driving home that late at night. I was 21 years old. I'm driving, just listening to my music. On the way home, thinking about how hard I worked to get where I am. And I see this car is following me, and it has high beams on. So I look in my rearview mirror. I turn the radio down because at this point, the car is swerving in and out of the lanes, and the high beams are so bright. I'm kind of like moving my head just so I could see, because the light is reflecting from my rear view and my side mirrors. So this car continues to ride my bumper for at least 2 to 3 miles before anything happens. So immediately I'm thinking somebody playing, and I don't want to be a victim of any type of hazing or anything that can be going on right now, because we all know that they have these crazy games that these people play out here and gang initiations, and I didn't want to be a part of that. So I slow up because I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm just driving too slow and they want to pass me. I slow up and they didn't pass me. So finally, a couple more feet, blue lights behind me. So the whole time this wasn't a cop car. So it's dark. I'm on a really, really dark back road. Basically a back road. I'm driving. I put my hazard lights on. The speed limit is 55. I dropped down to about 27 because I said if it is a cop, he'd understand that I can't pull over anywhere. We're on a back road. It's a 2-lane highway. There's no there's nothing but ditch on the side of the road where you can't even pull off the road. If you pull off the road, you're gonna go into the ditch. And it's not safe to pull just stop in the middle of the road because the cars are coming. It's a curve. If someone comes around the curve at 55 miles an hour, we're both gonna be hit. So the things that I've been taught, slow up. The things that were on the news telling me, slow up, turn your hazardous lights on, get to a well-illuminated area. It was a gas station at the end of the road. So I slowed up enough that he would know that I did not pose a threat, and I just wanted to get to the gas station at the end of the road where someone could see me, someone could see him, see what's going on, because I wasn't, at that point, I wasn't even sure if this was a real officer because there were so many people impersonating police officers at the time that I did not feel safe. So I drive. He's still behind me. I look up and I have about 5 police cars behind me. So my initial instinct is, oh my God, this can't be for me. I'm not even doing nothing. I didn't even do nothing. I didn't even do anything to get an initial traffic stop. So what would be the reason for all of this? I drive and I slow up even more to the point where I'm going at least 15 miles per hour at this point. I look behind me and I see all these blue lights. And they have their spotlights on. I look to my left, which is the opposite lane, and I see a officer pulling up beside me with the horn on, yelling, stop the car, stop the car. She pulls over in front of me to the point where I almost hit her in the back of the police car, which forced me to stop, forcing me off the road. And I stopped the car and I had my foot on the brake, and I see guns. I see guns in the front of the car. I see guns in the back of the car. I see guns beside me. At this point, it's 7 officers out there. I put my hands up, just like this. I got my foot on the brake. I got my seatbelt on. My car is still in drive. Now, mind you, when she stopped me, I almost hit her because I was driving down the road. She came in front of me just like this. So had I even took my foot off the brake to get out of the car, I would have hit the police car. So I still have my hands up at this point. And I'm telling them I don't have anything, but I have to put my car in park. And I have to take the seatbelt off. Well, they're yelling, get the fuck out of the car. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now. And I'm still trying to tell them I'm in the seatbelt. I have to put the car in park. But I'm still holding this left hand up. And I put the car in park and I went to click the seatbelt. And the officer that initially stopped me, he reaches inside the car and he grabs me by my left arm and he takes me and he slams me on the ground face first. And in that moment, well, let me back up actually, because when I did get out of the car, when I did get up, they had guns all pointed directly at me. 7 guns pointed directly in my face. So when he grabs me, all the other officers, I can hear the rack of their gun. And they all got their guns pointed directly at me. He grabs me by my arm. He slams me on the ground, face first, out of the car. He then gets down on his knees and put his knees in my back and on my neck. And the rest of the officers, they jumped on me and just dogpiled on me as if I had done something so wrong, and I still could not understand why this was happening. And they're yelling, "Stop resisting." And I'm not resisting. They had full control of my body. He had my left hand and still, my left arm still in his hand. My right arm was trapped under another officer's body. And they're yelling at me, "Stop resisting," with 7 officers on me. 6 grown men and 1 woman. At the time, I was 21 years old, 130 pounds. In what way could I have been resisting? Because I wasn't. I was never even raised to do anything like that, resisting arrest. And I mean, I wouldn't even do anything to try to get arrested. I wouldn't even put myself in a situation to be arrested. So if I was ever put in a situation, I would never do anything like that, because I was taught to obey the law and obey officers. So they pull me up off the ground and they're pushing me from one officer to another, and they're pushing me back and forth, and they're saying, "Stop resisting." And I'm yelling to the top of my lungs, "I'm not resisting. I'm not doing anything. You pushing me." And the only thing that they could find to say was, "Shut the fuck up." I can't even explain the amount of emotion that was going through my body and my mind, and the thoughts that was going through my mind at the time, because I was so angry. I was so scared. And the sad part is, I don't know which one overpowered the other, because when it happened, I knew that at that night I knew I would never see my family again. I knew that, I said, these people gonna kill me tonight. These people gonna kill me. And the only thing I could think about was, my mama. She not gonna ever know the truth. She's gonna know that I didn't do this, because she didn't raise me like this. She's gonna know that this is something that they did to me, but she will never fully know. She will always have to wonder what happened. I apologize for the emotion, but this is how much it has affected me. And I've never spoken of this publicly. I've never even spoke really how I felt to my family, because I have a hard time even understanding why. Like I said, it's been 6 years. 6 years and a few months And I'm just being able to actually even talk about this. So I'm thinking, what's gonna happen? The whole time I'm here, they can still kill me. Michael Brown had just been killed. Trayvon Martin had probably been killed maybe a year or two earlier. And I said, I'm 21. These are the thoughts that I'm thinking while all this is going on, and it's only a matter of minutes. But you'll be surprised at how much you think about when your life is on the line. I said, all my life is going to be for is the next Black Lives Matter movement. Are they going to cut my life short to put me on a t-shirt and for people to march for me for a couple months, and then I won't be the topic of discussion anymore? This is the things that I was thinking about, and I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking, like, why me? Why did I have to go through this? What is the purpose? I believe that everything happens for a reason. So I'm praying the whole time. My grandma told me a long time ago, in any situation, pray, 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 pray. I was praying from the time I saw those blue lights. Well, from the time that I saw that car following behind me, from when I left that scene unharmed, I sat there and watched these police officers make up a story and make up a lie right in front of my face just to justify what they had just done to me. And the officer, he puts me in the back of the police car, and I won't say the name of the police department for various reasons, but if anybody is from where I'm from, I'm sure they know exactly what police department it is. The officer, he puts me in the back of the car, and he tells me to sit there. I watch these officers go through my car, trash my car, take everything, just throw it all over the place. They dump my purse out, just go through all of my stuff to find nothing, because I had nothing. I had no reason for the initial stop, because I wasn't speeding. I wasn't doing anything that I should not have been doing that night. And when I see them going through my stuff, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I hope they don't plant drugs in my car. I hope that they don't plant any drugs or do anything to me to ruin my life. And the officer, he comes back to the car, and he's sitting in the car. Well, he comes around my side of the car, and he opens the door, and he says, do you have anything you want to tell us? And I said, no, I don't have anything. Why didn't you stop? I said, I was trying to get to the gas station. I slowed up. I put my hazard lights on so you would know that I didn't want to do anything to you. The female police officer that originally cut me off to get me to stop, she said, that's no excuse, ma'am. I said, I was scared. I said, I didn't know. He followed me for miles before he even put the blue lights on. I did not know who that was. I said, so I just wanted to get to a well-lit area so somebody can see me to know what's going on. She said, that's no excuse, ma'am. It doesn't matter that you're back here on the dark road. It doesn't matter that you're scared. An officer is an officer. You stop when he tells you to stop. when the officer, he goes back to my car and he looks around again, and he goes around and the other officers go around my car again, they're still searching for stuff. So I see him, he goes to my trunk and he takes his flashlight and he hits on my license plate light. And he looks and he taps on it again and he looks back. And I said, they setting me up. I'm watching all of this unfold. They setting me up. I don't know what they're going to do. But I just felt like at this point my life is over. Because I'm getting ready to have a criminal record for something I didn't do. And I don't even know how I got here. I really don't know. And I still can't to this day wrap my head around the fact that this actually happened to me. So he comes back to the car, he sits in the car, and he's thinking of a ticket to write me. So he writes me 3 tickets. He writes me a ticket for my license plate light being broke and not on, which it was clearly on the whole entire time. It was still on while he was hitting on the light, because he was trying to actually get the light to go out so he would have a reason for initial stop. He wrote me for my windshield, which was cracked, which it's not something that you can see at night, but he wrote it anyway to have something to write, which I take full responsibility for the windshield being cracked. It was cracked, it needed to be fixed, I got it fixed. I take responsibility for the things that I do wrong or that are wrong. And then he wrote me a ticket that made my heart drop. He wrote me a ticket for eluding the police. Then he says, well, I should get you for a felony. Do you know that carries 6 to 12? Well, do you know that carries 12 months? A misdemeanor carries 6 to 12 months in jail. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, I'm going to jail tonight for something I did not do. I don't even know how to explain this. If somebody asks me, I can't even tell them what happened for him to do this, because it was not a reason. So I go, I'm still sitting in the back of the car, and the female officer, she comes back to the car and he says, well, what else should I write her for? She said, I'll get her for obstruction of justice. Why would you do that? I don't understand. Why do you want to just put all these charges on me and you know I didn't do anything? They continue to talk, and he gets out of the car again and he talks to the other officers, and he calls the sheriff, and they come and they get me out of the car, and at this point I'm still in handcuffs, and I'm standing on the side of the road, and one of my coworkers, well, one of my neighbors, he worked at the same place that I worked at, and he went home and he told his wife to call my mom, because he saw me out of the side of the car on this back road with a lot of police, and it didn't look right. So he told her to call my mom to check on me to see if I was okay. So, one, I was humiliated because my neighbor rides past and see me in handcuffs, and I don't do things to get in trouble. So that was an embarrassment to me. And I go and I stand on the side of the car with the officers. And at this time, the rest of the officers, they had pulled off, and it was the officer that stopped me and a sheriff. They were the only 2 left. So he said, is there anything you want to say? I said, yes. I said, can you please tell me why you stopped me? And he said, because your license plate light is out. I said, sir, my license plate light is not out. We're looking at it. It's not out. He said, it's not on. I look at the sheriff and I said, you see the light is on. It was never out. He said, man, we're not even going to discuss that. You'll just take that up in court with the judge. I was so hurt, but I was so relieved that I didn't die.